Welcome back, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Just a little bit left until we get into the new week. I want to talk Husker Spring Game reactions. The Huskers played their annual spring game Saturday at 11 a.m. in Memorial Stadium. Smaller crowd, just around 28,000, which is expected right now with Husker football kind of being in disarray. But I watched it twice, and I've got some notes. So I want to start with quarterbacks. So Anthony Calandria is the clear-cut starter. He looks confident. Once again, his moxie, his charisma, he's the starting quarterback. Looked poised. His running ability surprised me. He can move better than I thought. The only thing he needs to clean up on, and this isn't a surprise, we saw his numbers at UNLV and at Virginia. He throws into traffic too much. Part of that is due to his confidence. He's fearless. But in the Big Ten, Dylan Raiola did that too much, and it killed us. He can't have sloppy turnovers throwing the ball into coverage. But I thought in this game he looked by far and away the best of all the quarterbacks. TJ Lateef did not look good. He looked just the same as he did last season when he had to come in and play. He can run well, but he's not an efficient passer. He just doesn't look comfortable or confident to me yet. Danny Kaelin looked terrible to me. I hate to beat up on the kid because I think he's a good kid. Glad he's back in the program, but he missed several throws in this game. To me right now, he's the clear-cut third stringer. Neither him or Lateef put together scoring drives. There was just no rhythm whatsoever. The offensive line, I am pleased with what I saw out of the offensive line. All three transfers, Tree, however you say it, Babalade was starting at one tackle spot. Brendan Black was at right guard, and Paul Mubanga was at left guard. And then it was Justin Evans at center and Elijah Pritchett at left tackle. Kenny Bell was announcing the game. He talked about it the whole day. The line was generating a push. They were opening up running lanes. Their pass blocking held up. I think they look big. They look strong. I think they're going to be a strength this season. I really do. Running backs. I want to start with Quentin Ives because he looks like he's slimmed down. I think this is the best Quentin Ives has looked since he's been at Nebraska. I thought he looked good. He ran hard. Just didn't get him as much carries as we would have liked. They were getting a lot of guys playing time. That's typical, getting a lot of guys in the rotation. But I think Quentin Ives I think he's going to be the second string. Mekhi Nelson, too little. I'm sticking to what I've said from the very beginning about him. I don't care how hard he runs. He's too small. Isaiah Mosey, while he did have a couple good runs, he hesitates too much. It drives me nuts. He doesn't explode into the holes. He hesitates every time he runs with the ball. Jamal Rule looked like the best. He, of course, stole all the headlines with his long 76-yard touchdown run. He looked the best. True freshman. He very well could end up RB1. But my opinions of this group, other than Jamal Rule and Quentin Ives, it hasn't changed. Similar to running backs, tight ends, Lyndon Meyer, nothing new. He didn't do much. He underwhelmed. Now, Luke Sorensen, he looked good. I think if he gets a chance to play this year, which you never know with Dana Holgerson, if he gets a chance to play, he could show off his talent and his athleticism. I think this kid could be really good, Luke Sorensen. Other than that, everybody underwhelmed. Wide receivers, I think this is going to be a good group. Separation was a bit of an issue during this game, but I think that's due to Nebraska's strong secondary, and I'll get to them later. Ja'Cory Barney was the best wide receiver, scored on a jet sweep. It was good to see that back in the playbook. He caught several passes. Quasi Gilmer had a couple catches. He looks the part. I mean, he's built really well, long, big receiver. He looked good. Some of the younger guys, Larry Miles was getting a lot of action. Cortez Mills, I think, got a catch or two. I think this will be a solid group. I think the addition of Quasi Gilmer is going to help. I think getting Isaiah Hunter back healthy will be huge, of course, but I think we've got a solid wide receiver room. Defensive line, moving to the other side of the ball, looked pretty much the same as it did all last season. We didn't generate a consistent pass rush at all this game. I thought the only one that did anything was Jazeer Whittington, the transfer from Pittsburgh. He was credited with the sack, which I thought was kind of a gift. They gave it to him on Calandria. Calandria took off running, and they credited Whittington with the sack. But he also did get penetration on another run play. He missed the tackle. I know it's hard to really gauge how the defensive line looks when they can't tackle the quarterbacks, but I thought all in all, the penetration from the D-line was underwhelming. I didn't think, nobody showed flashes of making plays. So it was disappointing what I saw from the defensive line. Also, the other thing, Williams Nwaneri was playing with the ones, and then he was playing with the twos and threes. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe we're just mixing guys around like crazy, but the only one that looked somewhat decent to me was Jazeer Whittington. Now, the linebackers, I think this is going to be one of the best groups on the defense. Owen Chambliss is huge. He looks the part. Getting off the bus, he made a ton of tackles. He had a big hit on a catch. I think he's going to be as advertised. I think this kid is not just a mid-major stud who's going to come to the Big Ten and struggle like Marquez Watson-Trent. He looks the part, Owen Chambliss. He pops off right on the screen. You notice him right away. I think this kid's going to be a stud. Vincent Shavers made a lot of tackles. He was flying around. Hopefully he can take that next step from last season. Typically junior season you see a big improvement. So hopefully that happens. Dylan Rogers was the other playing with the ones. He's big. He's bigger than Dexter Foster. I think Foster was injured, didn't play in this game. But then even the guys behind them, Christian Jones got a lot of playing time. He was playing with the twos. Derek Wacker, Will Hawthorne. I think we've got good depth in the linebacker room, but I think the starting three, Owen Chambliss, Vincent Shavers, and Dylan Rogers, are going to be solid. Secondary, I think this is going to be a strength again, corners and safeties. Now, Danny Odom, he's the first one I noticed in the secondary, number 16. He doesn't look like a true freshman. Long, rangy corner. He looked physical. One play, they were throwing a pass, and he just took his guy to the ground, took his receiver to the ground. He is not afraid to get physical, baby. Even in run support, he showed that he's fearless. I think this kid is going to be unbelievable as he just continues to develop and mature. But I think we're going to see a lot of playing time from Danny Odom this year. He looked good. Jeremiah Charles looked like was the best corner on the field today. He was locking down everybody, making plays on the ball. He looks like he's ready to play. I know we've got Andrew Marshall. He played a little bit. But Jeremiah Charles was making plays all day long. Safeties. Now, Jameer Khan was playing safety. Maybe that's a transition we've made. I thought he was a corner, but he made plays. He's too small for me to be a safety. I really liked him at corner. Thought he could get some playing time more this season. But he was starting at safety in this game alongside of Dwayne McDougal. McDougal looked good. A little bit undersized, but he was making plays all game long. I think those two looked good today. They could be pretty solid back there, replacing Deshaun Singleton. You also saw Donovan Jones playing nickel. But I thought Dwayne McDougal and Jameer Khan played really well. Really, really well. And I think McDougal is going to be a solid transfer. So that really sums it up. I think there's a lot to wait and see on. Several players were out with injuries. The play calling was very vanilla, typical rule, doesn't want to give anything away. They didn't open up the playbook much. But I liked what I saw out of Calandria, just his confidence and moxie. He's, chumming it up and developing relationships with everybody on the team. Every time they show him, he's high-fiving, doing handshakes with guys. I think he's building camaraderie. I think the offensive line is going to be really solid. Running backs, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think Quentin Ives looks really good in pads. He looks slimmed down, but I think Jamal Rule really made a splash. Defensively, to me, the secondary and linebackers look the best. I think there's a long way to go on the defensive line, but I trust in Rob Orich, our new defensive coordinator. So all in all, I think the team looks bigger on the line, on both sides of the line. I think the transfer additions are going to be pretty solid for us this year, especially Quasi Gilmer, the receiver, Owen Chambliss at linebacker, Dwayne McDougal at safety. But again, I think there's a lot to wait and see. Calandria, There's going to be a lot on his shoulders coming from mid-major to the Big Ten is not going to be easy. He can't throw balls into traffic like he did a few times today. He's got to clean that up. But his running ability is better than I thought. He can move. But we're going to have to, wait and see who solidifies themselves as the RB1. I think the receivers, it's going to be pretty much the same as last year with the addition of Gilmer, of course. Tight ends, I don't know. Lindenmeyer, hopefully he can step up better than he did last year. But I think Sorensen is going to be a hidden secret weapon for us. But defensive line is still a big question mark for me. So that's all I've got for Husker from the spring game. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Who impressed for you? Who was a pleasant surprise? Who didn't play as well as you would have hoped? Let me know your thoughts. All right, moving on to Husker baseball. Guys, they are now 22-6. They beat Indiana today 12-4 to get the sweep of Indiana. Huskers have won 17 of their last 18 games. They've also won 6 in a row. They are hitting the shit out of the ball. We've got 8 players on our lineup hitting over 300. As a team, we're hitting 322. So there's unbelievable depth in this lineup, like I've already talked about. Anyone can hit and produce runs on any given day. We're 12-0 at home now. 12-0 at home. So we've got a lineup with a ton of depth, guys that are hitting the shit out of the ball. We're hard as hell to beat at home, undefeated right now. And our pitching is just getting better and better. Cooper Katsky got the win today. But that was a great series we strung together against Indiana. Now let's look at some stats. Mac Moyer continues to hit phenomenally. He's batting over 400, 413 on the season. He scored 33 runs. He's hit 9 doubles. Dylan Carey, the big power hitter for us, could win some awards at the end of the year, batting 397. He hit a grand slam today, just absolutely hit a piss missile to center field. He scored 25 runs. He's got 10 doubles, 8 homers now on the year, and 42 RBIs. So he's our RBIs leader. And then, hang on, not Jet Buck. Case Sanderson batting 363 with 32 runs scored, 8 doubles, and 24 ribbies. And then Jet Buck, who's been on fire lately. He's batting 340, he scored 23 runs. He's hit 6 doubles. He's hit 5 homers. He homered today. And he's got 25 RBIs. But he has been hot lately. He's been really the only other one hitting bombs other than Dylan Carey. Pitching, Cooper Katsky got the win today. He's got a 2.56 ERA. He's 4-0 now on the season with 39 strikeouts. But our big strikeout pitcher, the guy that is expected to be in the running for awards, Carson Jassa, he's continuing to get his ERA down. It's 4.11 right now. But he's 5-1, and he's got 55 strikeouts. So leads us in wins and strikeouts. And then Gavin Blachowicz, 2.86 ERA. He's 2-1 with 37 strikeouts. So I think as Carson Jassa continues to get his ERA down, and as our pitchers, Katsky, Blachowicz, Price Bender, as they continue to rack up wins, it's just going to keep getting better and better. Next game at Creighton this Tuesday, 6 o'clock. That's our rivals. We got to beat them. Don't know much about Creighton. I'll likely put out a preview for that tomorrow, Monday, for you guys, along with some other stuff. But Husker baseball just continues to win. They're likely going to drop from 24th in the rankings because they've won now 6 in a row and 17 of 18. So as they keep stringing along wins, they're going to keep dropping in the rankings. So nothing but good news from Husker baseball after a sad ending to Husker basketball. So it's good that we go right into baseball, who's as hot as anyone in the conference. That's all I've got today. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll put out another episode likely tomorrow to preview the Creighton baseball game and talk some other storylines. Thanks so much. Like, subscribe. Don't forget to leave comments. Go Big Red, baby.